No.
I did though. Carry on.
Once again.
Welcome to the library of graphic literature.
In the library of graphic literature,
Welcome to In the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Luna.
And Wells Ryan, the guy who talks about comics sometimes, right? Now today's theme is basically...
So you don't even want to tell them that we went to see Doctor Strange?
Oh yes, we went to see Doctor Strange tonight. Did you like it?
Some of the acting was pretty cheesy and little, but the story was spot on. I love the story. It was like really, really captivating.
And the effects were good, but I think you're right about we should have been sitting closer for the 3D part of it, right?
I can handle 3D movies.
Yeah.
Ish. It was very overstimulating, but it was awesome. Alright, so our first runner-up from a donation that was recently from an estate.
No, this one here, not this one.
We just got a recent donation. I'm just going to steal all your words and not let you talk. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's okay. Well, you're right. She's right. We got a recent donation here at the... But a nice few books from a local family. I won't mention the name anyway, just for their privacy's sake. And they called me up and had some comics, so I went and got it. And
I dream of going to an estate sale and finding like something very weird.
Yeah, or like an Action Comics #1. But but then it reminded.
I almost fell on the floor.
But then it reminded me of.
Well, not that one particularly.
Well, this was. It reminded me of this set. Someone gave me this set of American Splendor, their comics in magazine form, from Harvey P. Carter, who I love. But someone just came in and gave them to me at my shop one day, and I love this guy.
Is it supposed to look like Cheech and Chong?
Well, it's of that era, right? So, it's all stories about, basically everyday life, right? Guy worked as a file clerk.
And then this suburban nationalist, Gabriello Principal, say, am I boring you guys? No, Sid, you ain't fascinating us.
You're fascinating us.
You're
fascinating.
I screwed it up. I'm sorry. You're fascinating.
Or like this one. How smart is she? I don't know. I guess she's above average. Average? Hey man, average is dumb. So they're all real working class type of things. But also daily events. He talks about things that happen in in his at his job and stuff like that. Anyway, I got a pile of them for free, so this was great. Check them out, people. Let me let people see them up close. So we had a #1. Well, now a couple of them are in bad shape. The #2 is in rough shape, and the #3. And #3 is not in bad shape. Still got a bit of a price tag thing happening there. But still, pretty good. And, unfortunately this one, I love this cover actually. It's Robert Crumb, they're collecting records and that. And trying to wheel and deal. And of course, us wheel and dealers, especially us comic book people, we're all about making a deal and, doing whatever we have to do to make the deal. Anyway. So there's and this one's in rough shape. But yeah. Oh, and this is the one that appeared on the Drew Carey show. In one opening sequence, you see Drew Carey reading this. Hey, Ma, this milk...
I'm so bad at reading, oh my god. Hey, Ma, this milk looks kind of yellow. Did you put a raw egg in my Wheaties? It's good for you, Herschel.
So they're really day-to-day things, right?
I don't know why I was reading it with a southern accent. Don't come for me.
Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Now this is something, Giles, I'd always see these in stores, and they're basically cartoons from this British guy, but I kind of like something about them that's kind of cool, right?
What is it?
Giles. He does like editorial. Was it like an editorial or not editorial even, right? Just humorous cartoons. But British and very nicely drawn. I always liked his style, right? Let's show the good people. So I got a stack of these anyway. Some of these I got a stack of, so I just picked one of each just as an example for people to have a look at. There. Actually, pass me over that book that's on my drawing table over there, if you can. And this is one book. Funny, this was among them. I was so happy to get this. This is a first printing of Tantrum by Jules Feiffer, and it's a very early graphic novel, and it was on the New York Times bestseller list, I do believe, as a kid. Or
did you take it already?
Okay. But of course, Feiffer, look, every copy I've come across of this is damaged.
Yeah.
Every copy I've ever seen. I know if everyone just...
damaged.
What's that?
I'm pretty damaged.
You're pretty damaged. I don't know if it's that everyone had a tantrum after reading this, but it's...
I have tantrums.
Yeah, oh yes. I have tantrums. It
wasn't me, I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. But anyway, it's worth seeing. So Tantrum, I finally got a copy, and it's the first print too. Oh, and here, Stretch Marks. This is by Aislinn. He's a Quebec cartoonist and one of Canada's best. He just very, very funny. Very, very funny.
Oh, there's a crown. Now I feel validated with my trumpet playing.
Well, yeah, Aislinn, one of the great cartoonists of Canada. So when I seen this, it's just like, oh, I'm keeping this for myself. Some stuff when I receive donations, I'll pass on. Like I gave some stuff to Dennis sometimes, or I'll pass it on if it's something that I know someone would really love to have.
So this one is a Monty Python.
Yeah.
Of content of Eric Idle.
Yeah.
And without an introduction by Prince Charles.
Yeah, without an introduction. Without it.
Does that mean there's nothing in here about it?
No. It's just bad. Now this is the Rutland Dirty Weekend book.
I don't even think I can show this to you guys.
Well, yeah, sure. Here, well. We'll show it to you this way. How about that? But it's basically it's a comedy. No, I don't know if these are real signatures or not in the back. But anyway, yeah. So that was kind of neat.
So it's called the Rutland Dirty Weekend book.
Now I used to see this on the stands when I was younger.
So what kind of content would one likely find?
Oh, it's all basically, it's more writing and all that, so it's more. But it just looked cool. I threw it in anyway, just because I used to see it a lot.
The cover's probably not safe for work, though.
No.
I get in trouble with your wife.
Now here we have the pic.
Oh, and so yeah.
There is some sex poses at the start of it. The joy of more sex books. So yeah, but hey, it's
the wonderful world of sex.
Woohoo!
Just a bunch of writing.
We won't show the people the pictures, right? Now here comes another thing from Britain. So there were a few things.
Oh, Wallace, good news!
What?
Life begins after 69.
Okay. You're fired. 69, no, 32. I tell you, I'm 35. I'm not a day over 42, I tell you.
Oh, you're moving on without me.
Oh yeah. You're getting too involved in this. Here's one punch. Now this is just a bunch of different comic strips.
Is this about the mammoth that they found and they're going to try to bring it back? Because I don't know if they ever brought that mammoth back to us anyway.
Best eaten.
Probably not. I haven't heard of
Best eaten before.
I'm just wondering if they even tried to bring it back. I know they didn't actually bring back the mammoth. Just wondering if they tried.
No, they haven't. Yeah.
So I heard something about it.
They'd be talking about it, yeah.
Have they even attempted it?
I don't know. Now this is Punch. This is a British humor magazine, a lot of cartoons and all that. So I got a couple of those, just a handful of those. Now this.
How many of those? Are they all the same copy?
I probably got about 7 or 8 of them.
Same
but it's
issue
best
copy
of
or different volumes?
Oh, different volumes. Pick of Punch for different years.
So the next one we have is the alphabet from A to Y with the bonus letter Z. by Steve Martin. Is this a child's book?
Yeah, and Roz Chast. Steve Martin, the famous comedian, and Roz Chast, the famous cartoonist. Actually, there were a few Roz Chast things in this. Love her. She's a very funny cartoonist. She does a lot of stuff for New York, for the New Yorker, and
I'll play a saxophone.
Great. She does great cartoons. Love her cartoons. And Steve Martin. I mean, come on, all right? Pretty cool, all right? So there's a couple of her books in here. The Party After You Left, look, by Roz Chast. I think this is, look, is it a, oh, okay, yeah, look, it's different. I think you'd probably like her stuff. Great. Roz Chast is the coolest.
Is that so?
I do believe she's a Canadian too, isn't she? Tell me I'm right. I think she is Canadian. Oh look, and look at this. Big, dirty, big book of it here. Now this is. No, let's see if it. Oh no, born in Brooklyn. Okay. Anyway, and another big book of Roz Chast's cartoons. But yeah, so this was pretty good. This person was a fan of Roz.
And now we have 10 ever-loving blue-eyed years with Pogo.
Pogo, yay! Now Pogo, and it's funny because I just right over there. See there. I have many years of Pogo, but I've gotten a couple of collections over the years, and that's what turned me on to Pogo. And it's I growing up in the 50s and the 60s, as opposed to a lot of people now. We didn't know a lot about what went on in the 50s because it was a decade before we were born, right? You usually find out a lot what led up to the years in which you were born, and so you knew a bit of politics. But Pogo was a great political strip. And of course, I don't know if you've ever seen the famous one where it shows him and it's, we have met the enemy and he is us. And he's looking at the swamp and there's garbage all over the place. It was a big one-off drawing. One of his stronger pieces. But yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know or haven't tried Pogo, this is a good way to get into it. 10 ever-loving years. Oh, here's another Julius Feiffer. From Eisenhower to Reagan. This has all kinds of strips of Pfeiffers. I had the distinct pleasure of, when I was living in New York, I went to the SVA to see a lecture by this guy Feiffer. And I go into the art gallery.
Michelle Feiffer? That's all I keep thinking
No,
of.
Jules.
Who's Michelle Pfeiffer?
No, Jules Feiffer.
Why is that all I This isn't a song.
But anyway, I go into the art gallery, and this guy, Jules Feiffer, is there, the cartoonist. There's no one else in the gallery except for me, him, and he's talking to this young woman.
I think it's in the I'm Too Hot. I think it's in that song.
Something like
Michelle
that.
Pfeiffer in that song. Something.
But anyway, I follow him around the art gallery, and he's talking about all his different cartoons to this reporter and all that, but I'm standing back, and they don't really notice me. So it was like I got a free guided tour of the exhibition with Jules Feiffer. Now I was dripping with the H1N1 at the time, so I had to be careful not to get too close to him because I was afraid of because he's still alive, but he was old at the time in the 70s, 80s, whatever. And I was just like, geez, I don't want to be the person known to have given him the H1N1, so I stayed back away from him, right? But I listened to everything he said. Anyway, Masters of American Comics, and this is just a general. This is just a general history book about comics, comic strips, and then into comics. So it's not a huge one, but it's not bad. What else we got here? Oh, we're coming now to almost to the end, but I saved the best till last. Oh, this, and now I got 5 binders of Private Eye. This is a British humor magazine, and they had cartoons also. Very much in the line of Viz and all that very savage political stuff. A lot of it, I guess, you'd have to have lived during the 70s to get a lot of the jokes. But now, the piece de la resistance, the thing that made my day, that made this trip, that made it all worthwhile. It was, I got 4 binders of the National Lampoon magazine. From very early on, from 1970 on up. Now, it started in 69, the magazine, so I got from their second year right up to about 74. And especially in the later years, they had cartoons, but I noticed when you're reading the earlier issues, it's like a lot of articles, but very quickly, as they start to put in more and more cartoons and comics. And that's when it really started to take off. Because it was, before that, it was just like, you almost got too many articles for a good humor magazine from the 70s. Anyway, the other great thing is, in among these is the infamous, the famous
Adam Fish.
The Adam Fish, the famous cover, and read that line there. If you don't, hey. Oh no. And that's my upcoming comic.
Cameo from Adam Fish.
And of course, there's this famous cover here.
You just got a leak, an unwarranted, unconsensual leak.
If you don't buy this magazine, we'll kill this dog. This comic itself goes for like, probably $200 or $300. Here it is. I'll cover.
Bang bang, choo-choo train, boy, you think you
But for me, I'd never sell it. It's like I say, some donations, especially if I got doubles of it, I will sell or give them away. But something like this, these 4.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That's 4 big binders.
Yeah, of these, right? Oh, when I seen it, and especially in the binders too. When I seen them in the binders, it was like, oh my lord! It's just like, because usually people who bought these would have. I mean, they're complete years, so people who would buy these usually would have the whole thing. So thank you very much to you folks there for your kind donation. And I do take donations, right? If someone dropped them off the house, or even if someone wrote to me and said, hey, I got these books here, I'm going to ship them to you, I'd take them. And any that, any of importance would go into the library. Any extra I'll distribute among the comic book community. Spread the love of comics, right? What do you think? Pretty cool.
Is that it?
That's it. I only have 1 new book. Well, actually, I might have another new book by the next show. But in between, Dennis and I are going to do a show because he got me some books, and we're going to.
So nice of you, Dennis.
Yeah.
Where's mine? Okay.
And it'll be special. Actually, we're going to do the same because we've been. I think we've missed a week of Thursday comics now because of different work engagements between Dennis and I, and so we skipped last week. So what we're going to do this week is record a whole bunch of them too, a bunch of top 10 lists, right? Best inkers, best artists from the modern age, who knows what else, best whatever else. Meanwhile, over at COMIX Positive, things are very positive.
Well, as you know, I'm all darkness.
Yes. Taking the light out of you and bringing it into the dark. You can tell we just came from Doctor Strange. Yes. So there's going to be a couple of shows next week. Then we'll have that special crossover between us and Thursday Comics. And then we'll be back to talk about whatever new comics I get in. Well, I got 1 new book, Space War, and I thought I had another one. I'll have to dig around for it anyway. Anyway, keep those donations coming, by the way, people. And even in your own hometown, if you got any cool comic stuff, find the local, especially university or stuff like that has this, book collection or whatever.
You're not starving artist now, calm down.
I am starving. Well, I'm not starving. But I'm not living in the between the cheeks of luxury,
And
right?
where's them workshops? Come on.
Okay. I'm working on
What
that.
kind of workshops would you guys like to see?
Well, actually, I'm working on one, a history of comics. So when I get my new laptop, and I'm going to get one of those digital projectors with it, and so I can give lectures on the origin of comics.
The origin of life.
Yeah, in this modern age, someone got to make sense. That's what I'm here for.
So I'm afraid of.
Okay, well, on that note, well, folks, thank you very much for having us over. It's been another fun week. We'll see you in 1 week's time. Me and Lona will read all your cards and letters as they come in, and share our video. We show it to other people because we're just having fun here, and we want people to, have as much fun as we do. I mean, imagine we have this much fun just talking and looking at comics. How much fun it would be to actually read the comics. Well, which we do. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Love y'all out there. Okay. Play us on out there. Do, 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 do.